From Nashville, Tennessee, inside the Noize podcast with your host, Jenna Hydeman. Here's Jenna.
All right. So our guest today comes to Nashville from Massachusetts. She's a singer-songwriter, and she just released her debut single, Good Guy, which has got over 50,000 streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to be here with Miss Morgan Johnston.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
All right, so each week on the podcast, we start off with like a good week, bad week, like make some noise, stop that noise kind of thing. So we'll just share like our week high, week low. I can go first.
Okay.
just to get you started. Okay, so my good week, I was in Denver, Colorado for the last like 6 days. It was gorgeous. It was really hot though. But good week, there was this gang on rollerblades. I saw these I'm going to call them a rollerblading gang.
Thinking like these people with guns.
Yeah, no. It was like downtown Denver. We were walking around and I saw these like 5 or 6 guys and they were all like attractive, probably like 20s to 30s, like tattoos on like incline rollerblades, just like rollerblading around and like going on rails. And I'm like, I'm so glad rollerblades are still a thing and they're making them look really cool right now.
So is this your good or bad?
This is my good. Like I want to bring a rollerblading gang to Nashville.
We'll start one.
Like that's my goal now. It's like get people on rollerblades in Nashville, and they made it look cool. So I'm like, that's it. Like this is a good week. Yeah. My bad week is last night on the flight home. The plane was so hot.
Oh.
I just sat there and sweated the whole time, and that was just terrible.
There's nothing worse than claustrophobic hot plane.
Nope. And I was in the middle seat, and I knew the 2 guys next to me. They had played a show in Grand Junction, and it was 2 guys from Nashville, and I knew them. So it was a full flight, and I'm like, hey, guys, I'll sit in the middle.
Yeah. I'll take the middle seat.
I'll take the middle seat, yeah. But it was hot, so that's my bad week.
Well, that's cool. I've never been to Denver. I would love to go to Denver. That would be fun.
It's so, like, I'm from Illinois, and so I'm used to, like, flatland, so I'm just mesmerized by mountains still. I go there, and I'm just like,
I want to go skiing there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, my good week, bad week. Let's see. My bad week was a couple weeks ago. I got rear-ended.
Oh, no.
Which wasn't fun. And I was the middle car, so I hit the lady in front of me. But me and that lady, we made good friends.
Okay.
Her name was Jen, and she was great, and we kept in contact.
Oh, my gosh.
So I made a friend from it. But good week. I will say that the week of releasing Good Guy was a really good week.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of fun. Also, it's at 55,000 streams. So
that's
like
crazy.
A really cool
good
week for my first single. So
yeah.
that's good week.
Yeah, good week. Make some noise about that. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. So with Good Guy, that's your first single you released.
Yeah.
Kind of give me like the prep behind it and like releasing that single. Just kind of like everything that went into it.
So I moved here in November. It'll be 2 years. So I wrote a lot of songs between, when I first moved here and to when I finally was getting ready to release music. And I had a lot of options of songs I could have chosen to do as my debut single.
Yeah.
But this was one that I wrote with Lydia Dahl and Ian McConnell, and it was probably a few weeks before I a few months before I really knew I was getting in the studio. And it was one of those songs where you're like, it slaps you in the face and you're like, you can't not do something with this.
Yeah.
One. So I had some doubts about it because of the vulnerability and like the honesty behind it.
Yeah.
It's a little intimidating. But I also knew, I played it out at a round and a 40-year-old man came up to me afterwards and he was like, this song makes me want to be a better husband.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I was like, wow, I can't, to see it translate from a 22-year-old girl to a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
And that it can kind of connect.
And still have meaning.
Yeah. That was really, really eye-opener for me. So really, I guess the prep that went into it, once I decided it was going to be my single, was obviously tracking it and doing a lot of stuff like this, a lot of interviews and getting graphics made. And my best friend took the single cover photo, which was fun,
so
in my bedroom. And then Alan from Artist Noize, who helped me a lot with graphic stuff and just getting things prepared. And then we decided to release it on my 23rd birthday.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. I said I was going to release music by 22, but I released it at 23,
23.
a day late. That was me being fashionably late.
You're like, it's all right. A day late. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's really a lot of the prep behind it.
Yeah. And you came from Massachusetts. What made you move to Nashville, and like what was the jump?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm from a little town called Sandwich, and yes, we have the Sandwich Police. Everyone's always like,
Oh my gosh.
and it's funny because our cop
funny.
cars say Sandwich on it. But I visited in 2016 or August of 2016, and I got to play Whiskey Jam, and
that's
that
really
was really
cool.
cool. Yeah, and I feel like when I came to town and I actually got to see the behind the scenes of the path that people take and people who are in the same boat as me, it was like a wow. It was an eye opener, and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
But I think that, and then I was here November 1st, living here. So my
was
first
fast.
trip, it was that fast. My first trip was in August, and I was living in Nashville on the 1st of November.
What was the most challenging part about moving, or like the biggest struggle?
Yeah, the hardest part about moving was definitely, to be completely honest with you, finding really, I've just always taken a lot of pride in like the friendships that I have, and my friends and my family are so important to me. It was really hard to come to a new city, and find those like really honest, true friendships.
Yeah.
And I struggled with that a lot when I first moved here because I felt like really lost because of that. But now that obviously it takes time, and now that I'm here, I have found some like amazing friends.
Yeah.
But that was the hardest
That's the hardest part.
Like not having that person to call when my tire is flat. Like,
That's so true.
Little things like that.
It's like you're just far enough away, and you're like, I don't know what to do.
And I call my dad, and he's like, "Sweetie, I don't know what to
help
tell
you."
you. Call AAA."
I once told my friends that I was sad and there was never anyone to pick me up from the airport.
Right.
Which is like,
I feel you.
or like drive you there. And it is a really sad thing. And they have a kid, and she's only 2, and they live in Gallatin. So like 40 minutes away, and like, Jenna, we'll come pick you up every time.
Oh my God, that's so
and I'm
cute.
like, that's so nice, but you don't have to.
Girl, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm only like 20 minutes. We're all, you're probably not far from the airport.
I'm
either.
like, not that far from the
Taking
airport.
an Uber is a sad day.
It's like I get off the plane, it's a long day of travel, and I just want someone there to pick me up.
Yes.
And it's an Uber driver.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay.
What's up, Uber driver?
Oh gosh, my Uber driver last night was getting deep, and I'm like,
Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to talk about my personal life with you.
yeah, it was like my flight got in at 11:30 last night, so it was a late night too, and he was just telling me all about his whole life. I'm like in the backseat, like I hadn't had dinner yet, so I'm like eating some like Cheez-Its, and I'm like stuffing
The
my
crumbs
mouth.
are like falling on the back of the seat.
I'm just like, okay, guy.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to play a song?
yeah, do you want me to play you a good
Yeah.
guy? I can do that. I'll make sure I'm on the right.
On the right thing.
So this is on Spotify and iTunes and all the fun places, and it's called Good Guy.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I had 18 shows that summer and he never came to one. But every hockey game he ever played, I sat up front. He could never make it, he had stuff to do, I get it, it's alright. He's a good guy. I was out of town one weekend and he slept with someone else. He was drunk and he was lonely, guess he couldn't help himself. He told the truth, so I forgave him, couldn't bring myself to say goodbye. He's a good guy. I can't make anyone believe that I believe it. All they can see
Now, that song, it's just like, it is very vulnerable and honest.
It is.
Writing that in a room with other people, like, what was the process and how did you feel?
Yeah, honestly, it's really funny because it was my first write with Lydia and Ian, and it's kind of interesting, like, when you go into a write for the first time, because you try to find a happy medium of not being like, bleh, word vomit, this is my life story, and
Right.
let me be honest with these people enough, because in order to write a song, you kind of have to get, quote-unquote, naked in the room, as they say, because it does take that vulnerability and honesty to be able to relate to people. So now I'm really good friends with them.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
so we like laugh about it now, but it was just really, it was a little bit like a therapy session, because Lydia
Yeah.
and I were like we had very similar stories, so we started really just kind of talking. We weren't even really focusing on writing the song. We were just talking about these experiences we had been through with past relationships, and Ian was over in the corner just kind of like quiet, and then as soon as we were done talking, he just had these like words and melodies, and we just all started to kind of vibe off of that. And but it was really special. It was a special write.
That's really cool. So I actually started this podcast, and it was called Just for the Record at first, and it was because I went through a breakup, and I didn't like, he was an artist, and I didn't like, I wanted to share my side of the story.
Interesting.
But I'm not vulnerable or open, so I wanted to do it through other people's songs.
Oh,
so I would
that's so cool. Wow.
So like the idea at first was like, I'm gonna invite people on whose songs tell my story, and this is one of them.
Oh my gosh, that's so flattering and really cool.
Yeah, and so I thought it'd be really cool to have people on and be like, that was my story too, and like, so we're gonna break this one down. We're gonna basically have a therapy session.
All right, girl, let's do it.
Man, I listen to the songs. So usually before someone comes in, I listen to the music like over and over and over again, just to know before you come in.
Mm-hmm.
And last night in the airport, I just kept listening to it, and I'm like, now why am I the person that still thinks he's a good guy? I was like trying to figure it out.
Oh, girl.
I was like, maybe it's my Enneagram number. Let me Google it. So I'm like, Enneagram 7.
Yeah.
Breakups and relationships.
Right.
Found nothing.
It's one of those things where the thing that gets me is almost like I still continue to contradict myself in the bridge, because I say, okay, I understand that he's bad for me, but he's not bad. And maybe that is the case. Maybe that's what it is he's not a bad person. He's just not good for me. And that was my struggle, like trying to show all these people, it's like, I understand that these things he was doing was not good for me, but like even after all that you say, he is not a bad person.
Yeah. And I went, and so like you start off with I had 18 shows that summer, and he never came to one. My last relationship, I went to every single one of his shows, and when I would invite him to anything of mine, it was an excuse. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. And
it's okay. Like, you don't have to come to my things. And so, like, right from the beginning of your song, I'm like, this is it. Like, this is going to be my story. Ugh. And then one of my favorites is your favorite line is, I can't make anyone believe that I believe it.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's, like, just very true and honest. It's like, I can't make anyone else believe that I believe it, because they're all looking and they're like, why do you think this?
Right. And they don't see, there's a lot of things. And that's why I'm really understanding with, it's a really weird age. 23 is a weird age. 25, 30, it's all
everything's
like,
a weird
everything's weird and hard, and love is never, it's complicated. But I always try to be really understanding of, like, specifically my really close friends and their relationship issues or ups and downs, because you never know. There's things that people don't see that are like, special to that person. But I was also clearly very blinded. Yeah. And that was the issue.
No, I feel you. I was blinded too, and I'm just like,
yep. And put on your rose-colored goggles.
Yes. But still, like, looking back now, like, I'm trying to be better at it and not defend him, because people will bring him up, and I'm like, oh, I hope I'm sure he's doing great. Like, he's good. And I'm like, he is not.
Right. But you know what? You're going to fall asleep with peace at night.
I'm like,
because
he is not good. But I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And I don't think, like, people ask me, they're like, do you still, like, feel this way? And honestly, I couldn't have released the song if I was still in the feelings that I was when I wrote it. Yeah. And I'm at the point where it's like, this is like the final closed book.
This is like closing the chapter.
It is like, I've went through all the crap and the pages, and gone and flipped back, but this was like I closed a book and it's out for the world, so it's holding me accountable. And it's a constant reminder to not, let people or make excuses for people,
Right. Yeah. And like, yeah, just don't make excuses for like over and over.
Yeah.
Has this guy heard your song?
I don't
You don't
know.
know.
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
I've wondered, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious to
Yeah.
Yes.
I always ask that, like, if someone wrote a song about someone else, I'm like, have they heard it?
It is hard because, and we have a very good, very civil, very civil relationship. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know if I want him to hear it. Honestly, I'm like, just forget it.
just
Don't listen to it.
Yeah. Let's not dive back into any of that.
Yeah. No.
Put it away.
Like, yeah.
Okay. No, I really love the song.
Oh, I'm glad.
What is next for you?
So the next song, I'm gonna release a single. It's weird because I'm kind of figuring out. Everyone's like asking about release dates, and I don't know exactly because, to be completely honest with you, this song, "Good Guy," is doing a lot better than I expected. It's my first single ever. I had, I had expectations, but they were pretty very reasonable. Put it this way, my goal was 5,000 streams. Like that was like.
And you've gone way past
and
that.
it's only like 30 days out.
Oh,
so I'm releasing
crazy.
the music video for it by probably next weekend. I'll show it to you after.
Yeah.
And then I'll release a single after that. I don't know the date. It really just depends on how the song does. I want to let it live its whole life and not discredit it at all. But the next single is a song called "Whatever Helps You Sleep at Night," and that is. Then after that, it's going to be followed by an EP. So I actually have the EP finished right now.
Okay, so it's like...
It's basically finished. We have to master the last song. But that's literally it. So.
How was shooting the music video?
Oh, so Logan Christopher did this music video, and he's amazing. And we did my friend Matt played Good Guy in it. And it's a very simple, not cheesy video.
Okay.
It's my single cover was shot in my bed actually by my best friend. Probably at the time lack of financial.
You got a camera, come on over.
Exactly. I couldn't afford a really expensive photo shoot, so she took it of me. I was on her professional camera, so we decided to use my bed as kind of a theme. And it's a white room with a white comforter. And he came in, and we had to get up close and personal, and he was in my bed, but he was awesome, and made me so comfortable. And then we did some scenes of me playing at the back corner with
with Artist Noize.
Yes, with Artist Noize. So he came and he got some shots of me singing, and we did kind of a little bit of a breakdown scene in the back of the bar where I just kind of break down and kind of am having this argument with myself that's why are you letting this happen? And then I come home and he's asleep on the couch, and there's beers tipped over, and it's just kind of a clear thing that he just could have been there and wasn't for no good reason. And then it shows me a very short scene of me just kind of putting a blanket on him. That sounds cheesy, but it doesn't look that cheesy. And it's just kind of a symbol of, even though
he wasn't there, you're still gonna
there, I still care, and I still wouldn't let him be cold on the couch. Silly things like that. And then I kind of walk up the stairs and just have this overwhelming disappointment. It's actually he did a very good job with it.
Oh, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I'll show it to you after.
Oh, I'm so
You'll get a
excited.
sneak peek before it's released.
Sneak peek. Okay, let's do author confessions.
Oh gosh, okay.
So you confess something embarrassing,
okay,
or weird, or just and it's off the record.
Okay, let's do it.
Air quotes.
Okay, are you gonna confess something too?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you confess
I don't know.
first.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll confess.
I don't know what yet.
I'll confess. I really enjoy ASMR videos. I don't know.
I don't even know what those are.
They're weird videos. It's sometimes I go onto YouTube at night when I'm tired. And they it's these people. It's Noise cues. not cues, triggers. So like paper or like really soft talking voice or like you have got to look it up. It's called ASMR, and it's just it helps. It like puts you into like a state of relaxation.
Oh, so it like helps you relax.
Yeah, but it's kind of creepy because like the girls who do it, like they talk into the microphone, and it's just like relaxing. But it's like I wouldn't really want to have anyone walking on me like
listening to it or watching it.
It's very harmless, but still, it's like it's a thing. People like listen to these ASMR videos to like help them fall asleep.
Okay.
And, yeah. So.
I mean, I've heard of like relaxing music.
It's okay, you
but not that.
Look it up. It's like tapping and like the noise of like crinkly paper or like just soft speaking and it just makes me fall asleep.
Okay.
But sometimes it gives me bad dreams.
So it like it's like one extreme or the other.
Bad. Yeah.
Could be bad. I'm trying to think. I usually write them down in my notes, like if I think of something embarrassing, and I like write it down.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
Did you do anything embarrassing in Colorado?
Man, I didn't. I've been really responsible lately, which is weird for me.
That's impressive.
But it's a good thing. Like, Colorado's super fun. We go and I work Warrior Dashes, so it's like the same 10 people you see all summer. And like,
oh my gosh, Warrior Dashes. That's really cool.
You travel like state to state and like you're there for like 5-6 days and you like all work together and like you go out to eat and you like drink and stuff. And I've been the one that's like, okay, I'm going to bed after dinner. Night, guys.
It's 10 p.m. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm like, going to sleep.
Girl, there's no shame in that.
So, like, my embarrassing moments have kind of, like, gone down because I'm not drinking as much.
You're not drinking. Yeah.
I'm just like...
Oh, I still make a fool of myself. I'm, like, a hot mess all the time, losing things. And
yeah. I mean, this isn't a confession, but I drove a minivan for the first time.
Girl.
Because we rent... yeah.
Okay.
We went to the rental car place, and they're like, you guys want to upgrade? And I'm like, yeah, we do. Like, we got this minivan.
You know what? I have a cool confession to add to that. I don't know if we're supposed to do more than one.
Keep going.
I'm going to give you another one. When I first moved to town, my car broke down, and it was in the shop for a few months. So my dad, it was like we had a real big problem with it. We couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So my dad goes, well, you can drive your grandmother's minivan around.
Like,
and I'm like, oh my God, no, please, no. Like when I say minivan, like 92.
like old school minivan.
Old school minivan, yes. Like it probably smells like dead people. Has literally beach chairs strapped to it. He drove it from California to Tennessee, gives it to me. I drove that thing around probably 3 months.
Oh my
gosh. It was
gosh.
not I was going to say a chick magnet. It was not a dude magnet.
It was not a dude magnet. You're like, you
know, it was embarrassing, but you know what? It was very humbling.
It's humbling.
And it taught me, it was good for my character, so.
See, I used to drive a 97 Grand Prix when I first moved here. And I had internships, and I'd have to, like, pick up artists. And I had, like, the middle seat that flipped up.
You know what?
And I was so embarrassed. And I was, like, 19, and I'm like, Dad, I can't drive this car anymore. Aww. It was very humbling.
It is humbling.
It's humbling.
And it teaches you. I had to start working. I work for Songbird Tours, which is, like, a tour bus that brings people around Nashville. And yeah, and it's really cool. The owner is a guy named Trey Bruce, and he produced Good Guy.
Okay.
And he's written like a ton of #1 songs, and he's a great producer. And so I met him for the first time when I was working for this, like interviewing for this bus or training.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Who is this girl in this weird minivan with the beach chairs strapped on top?" And I come out in like my like sunflower dress, and I'm like, "Oh, it's me." He's like, "I didn't imagine that person to come out of that van."
Imagine you to drive that. Aww.
So
yeah, vehicles are kind of humbling. Mine right now, it got stolen a few years ago in Nashville, out of my driveway, and now it's like banged. It's like I got it fixed, and like they found it, and I got it fixed up, but like it's never been the same, and there's still like some dents and scratches, and I'm just like,
so they stole it and then found it,
I wish they wouldn't have. I wish I would.
The amount of stories I've heard of people stealing vehicles, ruining them, and then leaving them on the side of the road. It's like, why steal in the first place?
Exactly. I don't know.
Maybe to commit another crime. I'm trying to think like a
criminal.
Like a criminal.
Maybe.
Here.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but yeah, now I'm like, oh, I want a new car.
Oh,
I'm like,
what do you drive?
See, I drive a Dodge Challenger.
Oh.
So it's like a bachelor car. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a 19-year-old dude.
Oh, my God. You're so funny.
I'm ready for something that's, like, a little more, like, not, it could be girly. Like, it kind of matches me in a way.
I get it. Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, I'm like, something with 4 doors where other people can get in and out because it's 2-door.
Right.
And, like, other people can come along with me, and it's not, like, Everyone crawl in the back. Hey, come on, guys.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
guys. That's funny.
Whatever. Okay, let's get the story behind this next song.
Okay.
This is the next single. Or that's that one you're playing?
This is going to be the next single. Yeah. And this is a song that I wrote with Kyle Schlinger. He's wonderful. He's a writer on like the song In Case You Didn't Know. He's just incredible. He's helped me a lot. Just figure out who I am as like an artist and a songwriter, because it's a struggle. I knew when I moved to town, I'm like, I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the most part, like I know my morals, my ethics, and just I could tell you like 10 facts about myself. I actually have like spent time figuring out who I am.
Yeah.
But as an artist, it's different.
Yeah.
So I until recently I really haven't really felt like it started to come together, and I finally am starting to feel like I really know who I am. So yeah, where I was going with that. Kyle has helped me a lot. And the story behind this song, I'm gonna let the song speak for itself.
All right.
And then you can ask me questions.
Okay.
Tell yourself we're better separate, and it wasn't worth the fight. Tell yourself we couldn't solve it. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I'll let you believe that there's no fixing things, and we can't make this right. So you can call it what you want to. Whatever helps you sleep at night, 'cause I
helps you sleep at night. Those videos
Oh,
are those.
those videos.
I'm gonna look 'em
ASMR
up.
videos.
Oh, I love that one.
Thank you so much.
Good follow up for Good Guy.
Yeah, I tried to change it up. There's
It's a little sassy.
it's a little sassier. Yeah, it's kind of more like the next phase of things where it's like, if that's what you want, then have it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Like, whatever helps you sleep at night. honey.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's the vibe.
I like that vibe.
Thank you very much.
I just whatever makes you sleep at night made me think of this. I just got these sleep vitamins from Target.
Oh gosh, to help you sleep.
To help me sleep at night. I've been having like, I go through a phase where like sometimes I just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't do enough today. I can't sleep. Like I have 1,000 things to do still,
Your
and I'm just like,
brain
yeah, it just goes and goes and goes. And I got these, and on the bottle it says to quiet those little voices in your head.
You're like, am I
I'm like,
crazy?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is gonna quiet them.
Yeah, I have that problem too sometimes, especially like since I've moved to Nashville, because there's always something to be doing.
There's always something to be doing.
So when I'm in bed at like 2 a.m, I'm like, oh, I could be doing this and this and this and this. And then before you know it, it's 5 and I still haven't done it because I'm laying in bed. But like, my brain.
It just keeps going. And then Alan told me the other day, he's like, sometimes I don't sleep because you got to do it before someone else does it. So you have something to get done. You better get it done. I'm
Alan,
like, I'm never going to sleep, Alan.
Like,
like, I got to get it done before the other person gets it done or I'm going to lose.
yep, or I'm going to be
I'm
the
like,
loser.
So stressed
Yeah,
out.
he works hard too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As, okay, yeah. Well, where can everyone follow you?
Oh, yeah,
And
so,
stream music?
Yeah, Morgan Johnston Music is Instagram. I actually haven't announced that Whatever Helps You Sleep at Night is going to be my next single. So whoever listens to this podcast,
we got the exclusive.
Yeah, and
you can hear
they
it.
really
too.
dove in on me on the deets on Good Guy. I'm nervous.
I try to get a little deeper, but then I like get scared while I'm talking about it too. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to go that deep, so I'm not going to push them.
No, it's good. It's good. So they'll get a little more than they usually do from me. But. Yeah, so I guess if you listen to this podcast, you'll get to know that. But I'll also be posting all over my social media when the release date is and all that stuff. But yeah, Morgan Johnston Music. You can follow me that on Facebook too, and Instagram, and then Spotify is Morgan Johnston, and iTunes. And
everything.
My website is morganjohnstonofficial.com.
What's your favorite social media platform?
Instagram. Yeah, Instagram.
Are you an Apple Music or Spotify?
I'm a Spotify girl.
Spotify. Me too.
I am. I've never used Apple Music.
Me neither.
No hard feelings, Apple, but
No, I have no hard. I think I need to dive into it because I think they are doing a better job at playlisting and like
are they?
stuff like that. But
I guess I should keep. I don't even know how to keep track of Good Guy on
there. Wow.
I have no idea. I'm just on Spotify acting like that's the only streaming platform.
I mean, most of the time I'm like only Spotify, but I'm like, oh, there is Apple Music.
there is, yeah.
But awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I'm
It's been
just
awesome.
yeah,
I had fun.
and that's it.
Awesome.